In my career, this is a lot of years ago, but I had the opportunity to hear Stephen Covey speak a couple of times in person and got to meet him. And there was one principle or theory that Stephen Covey talked about, and it was mostly related to time management. It was really related to leadership style as well. And that was this term, urgency addiction. And he had a little tool that you would take this survey and you would go through and you would see, am I urgency addicted? Am I feeling that? And I was like off the charts, urgency addicted, right? And I found that, because for me, I was the kind of person that worked through lunch, right? So lunch was working. It was at my desk and I've got, the burger in one hand and I'm typing with the other hand or whatever, doing at the same time. My commute to work was phone calls all the way there. My commute home was phone calls all the way back. So like my entire day was packed. And even when I got home, I was the kind of person that's like, I'm just going to take a quick look at the email, just one quick look, right? And then an hour later, right? You kind of just sucked me in and did it. And what I found is that each day I was feeling overwhelmed, right? That all of the pressure from everything that needed to get done, my list of to-dos, which never got to done, right? The important projects that need to be done at work, where it seemed like it took forever to get things done. It took forever to get, make things happen. And so I had to change, right? I certainly had to change. And I'm probably like most people that said, okay, I understand that I need to change. I see the urgency addiction as a part of my problem and there's an issue there, right? But I'm going to do that, right? As soon as I do this, or as soon as this quarter's over, or as soon as this project's done, then I'll have more time to do that kind of stuff. In fact, those three words kind of plague anybody in a leadership role. As soon as, right? And I realized that as soon as was kind of the gate that kept me from changing my urgency addiction, right? He calls it an addiction intentionally. Like when something's addicted, your body wants it, you want to be a part of it, right? And at work, I wanted it, I loved it, I thrived on it. And it was a badge of honor to be double booked for meetings on my calendar. It was a badge of honor to work 70, 80 hours a week, right? And it made me seem like I'm better than other people. At least that's what I was telling myself. And I was having a hard time breaking this. And the reason was because I had those three words, as soon as, that I kept using over and over. So I let myself off the hook, right? I had those good intentions. I knew I needed to change. I knew I needed to do something different. But I kept saying, and I'm going to change, right? I agree I need to change as soon as, fill in the blank. I had to make drastic changes. And then one of the things I did was I said, okay, lunchtime is lunchtime. So when I would take my lunch, and even if I brought my lunch in from home or whatever, I wouldn't eat it at my desk anymore. I would go outside, I would go somewhere, I would separate myself from that work environment and give my mind that kind of 30-minute rest, that mental rest from dealing with this stuff. And then in the mornings, my commute, which is about 45 minutes every morning, that time was for me. Because you know how we're all supposed to work on ourselves, make ourselves better, personal development, and nobody ever gets around to doing it? That was me. And so I said, okay, no more phone calls, no more checking emails, and that bad when we're driving. And it's going to be me listening. So for me, it's some prayer time, meditation time, listening to the Bible, app on my phone. It's podcasts. It's maybe it's a book or something that's important that is helping me develop me part, right? So I kind of restructured and started making those changes in my life. And the thing is that I'm sharing all this story because I know a lot of people are watching this video right now and you're feeling some of the same stuff, aren't you? Including you, Mr. Maverick, right? You want to be part of the show. I would challenge you this. A lot of you are going to hear what I'm saying and you're going to recognize some of that stuff. And you're going to hear in your mind, not realizing it, that you have oftentimes said, as soon as, right? Dennis Waitley calls it this way. Dennis Waitley said, too many of us live on someday I'll, right? In essence, someday I'll get to that. Someday I'll make those changes. Someday I'll overhaul that system, that process, that department, right? And we have these good intentions and we use this as soon as an excuse to get away from it. So here's your challenge for today. I'm going to give you an as soon as that you actually can use, and it's okay. And that's this. I want you to say to yourself, as soon as I get done watching this video, I'm going to step aside, take the time, analyze my life, analyze my situation, and see, am I urgency addicted? Am I balanced work-life? Am I giving myself the time and development that I need to be available for my people? I can't be available for my people, okay? You're a distraction is what you are. I can't be available to my people without being a distraction, right? If I'm not taking care of myself. And I wore that badge of honor of being so busy and urgency addicted for so many years, right? And I don't want to see anybody do that same thing and make those same mistakes again. So there's your as soon as. As soon as you're done watching this video, stop, pause, take some time, investigate, and see what you can do to make yourself better.